off by just moisturizing my face, and then I'm going to take a beauty blender and apply a CC cream all over my skin. Apply it in light layers, and then that will create a nice natural effect. Remember to bring it down the neck and apply it in the center of the face and bring it outwards. Then I'm going to go ahead and work on my brows, and I'm just going to fill in the sparse areas with a pencil. I like to work on the outer part of my brow first and then go on to the inner part, and I just like to follow brow hairs just to keep it very, very natural. Use spoolies to help blend it out, and then take a concealer to just clean it up. That really helps make the brow look a little bit more neat and just keep the line as straight as possible. I'm also going to take some foundation and put it on the inner part of the brows, and this way it just has a nice fade, and so it looks kind of ombre and a lot more natural than what it would have been. Then I'm going to take a concealer and some powder, and there you go, you just primed your eyes. You don't even need to use a primer. It's beautiful. And I'm taking this Pacifica palette right here and taking this matte kind of grayish brown, and I'm going to apply that into the crease with a nice fluffy brush. This is going to help just define our crease slightly. We don't really need too much color, but it will help with the fade of next colors that we're going to be using. Then I'm going to take the Solar Complete Color Mineral Palette and grab that nice pink right there. It has really nice reflex, so I'm going to apply that in areas where I want to highlight. I'm going to apply that under the brow bone and just take that brush and blend it away with the brown shade we just applied. Now I'm taking a nice navy blue, and this one is actually going to be the majority of our shadow in this look. And I'm going to start kind of buffing it in on the outer part of the eye, working it towards the center of the crease and then into the inner corner, but very, very lightly. And then we're just going to do the same thing onto the other eye. Again, remember, we're packing it in, we will blend it out a little later. Now I'm going to take a nice tapered blending brush, and using circular motions, I will go ahead and blend that towards the outer part of the eye. Remember to use circular motions, and whichever direction you want the color to go, just make the circle in that direction. I'm going back in with a nice brown shade, and I'm going to apply that right on top of the blue just to kind of help the fade. This is a really nice trick that you can do to make your eyeshadow a little bit more blended. I'm going to go in with the purple right there and just buff that into the outer third of the eye. I really wanted this to be kind of the deepest color in the look, and I'm just going to make sure I buff that in and then just pat it in with a nice kind of tapered blending brush. By tapping it, it'll make the color a lot more pigmented rather than just buffing it around the eye. Then we're going to go in with a nice peach shade from the Solar palette, and again, I like to put my inner corner and like the center of the eye colors with Fix Plus just to make it a lot more pigmented and a lot more shiny. And then I just pack it on all over again and buff it in with that purple, because I like that gradient where it goes from purple to peach without looking too harsh. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye, again using Fix Plus or a setting spray or something along those lines. It'll help make the color a lot more intense. And then I'm going to again buff it in and then take a tapered blending brush, and if you shift it this way, you can use the tip to darken up the crease, but the sides of the brush will actually help fade the color out as it goes closer to the brow. Now I'm just going to be using a concealer to, conceal my under eyes, because this girl doesn't really sleep that much. And we're going to go in and blend that out with our beauty blender, because it is my favorite way to apply concealer. Now I'm going to actually go ahead and set that with a powder using a nice big brush. You don't have to do this, but it's totally optional. I'm going to take that same color and apply that in the inner corner to just highlight the eyes. I think that highlighting the eyes is really, really important in the inner corners. It really helps kind of brighten up the eye look. I also decided to put this a little bit on the center of the lid. Now I'm taking this nice bronze color and applying it on the lower lash line. I'm going to really just buff that in to make sure that that color creates a little bit of warmth, because we have been using relatively cool shades on the upper part. And then I like to take a brush like this and use the side of it to actually buff it out and really fade it. Now I'm taking a gel liner just because I really love gel liner currently, and I'm really pretty good at it. I kind of suck at liquid liner, but I'm going to just create a nice wing and kind of create it like however you're comfortable with. You don't really have to copy the same wing that I have, but I like to clean it up with some concealer after, and then actually bring that concealer down, and you can even set that with a powder.